today's video because I'm doing something a little bit different. The first 3 videos I've done have been mostly just tapping sounds, a little bit of whispering, like very little bit of whispering. But today I'm going to be doing a little bit of eating. I've got a peanut butter sandwich here with honey, actually. I know peanut butter and jelly is a little more common, but I think honey is a little bit more healthy. So I always like to do the honey on my peanut butter. I've got a grape Olipop, pretty common, kind of like an alternative soda, a little bit healthier. And then I've got a watch magazine here that I'm going to flip through that hopefully should provide some pretty good page turning sounds. So yeah, we'll jump into it. You know, as always, let me know which of these triggers you like best. If you want to see more eating videos or just go back to the tapping videos. But anyway, yeah, I'll get right into it. Let's start with a little bite of the sandwich here. And yes, I'm eating this with a knife and fork. Also, I realized I know that the metal utensils usually can give people some issues with ASMR. Let me know. I might have to switch to plastic at some point so it doesn't make too many loud sounds. I've also got my pupper in the background here snoring again, so hopefully that's just some nice kind of ambient layered sounds for your ASMR pleasure. Trying to cut that as softly as possible. Nice. If I rest the utensils there on the peanut butter sandwich, it won't make any noise on the plate, hopefully. To the side a little bit so I can maybe center the magazine in case you guys want to see the contents. Also, I try to chew very slowly. I think it's just being more conscious of like your food, and they say chewing your food more thoroughly and slowly is actually healthier for you. But I think it also maybe provides some better mouth sounds for ASMR too. I don't have a bookmark, so the Olipop will serve as a nice bookmark there. Got a small little piece there. There we go. Another good bite. Can focus on that. There you go. time, because I plan on doing a watch collection video. It's a very modest collection, but I am a fan of watches. I think watches are great. There's so many different types of watches, styles of watches. Obviously, automatic and hand wind, and then there's quartz watches that are battery powered. This is a brand called Christopher Ward. They're a bit of a micro brand, but they have a pretty good following, and they only have e-com. They don't sell. They have no brick and mortar locations. They only sell online. And this is one of their more popular watches. It's a really cool moon phase watch. So it's a very simple and sleek design where the dial is basically just looks like kind of like the night sky, a lot of stars, and you'll see the moon in the background there. But what happens is with the moon phase, you align it with the moon phase currently, and it slowly rotates to align with the current moon phase, which is really nice. It's just a very elegant and classy watch. It's one of their more famous watches, and this is just a little article calling out that they got nominated for what's called the GPHG award for watchmaking. It's basically they kind of liken it to the Oscars of watchmaking, if you will. Excuse me, you might have just heard a little burp there. I don't know if that'll be a good ASMR trigger or not, but you guys will let me know. I'm reading, but I'm also trying to be conscious of making some sounds. You get the page turning. I might focus more on page turning because that's obviously a much more satisfying ASMR experience. This is a gorgeous watch. The dial has this nice, they're kind of liking it to dunes. The sands, you can kind of see the wavy texture of the sand. It's a gorgeous watch. It's a nice blue dial. I didn't mean to make this about the watches, but it's slowly turning into that kind of video since this is a watch magazine. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the color of that dial and the indexes and the hour and the minute hands with that nice light blue. It's a beautiful contrast with the dark blue as well. Gorgeous watch. Get another bite of this peanut butter and honey sandwich. As much as I want to read this, it's going to be much better just making page turning sounds. We have another one of their models. That gorgeous wavy dial. This is a beautiful, like earthy tone. It's got this nice green wavy dial with sort of a khaki outline on the indexes and the seconds and hours hand with a light, almost like off beige, off white. I mean, I wouldn't call that white, maybe even gray in the inside. It's very pretty. It's a gorgeous watch. The new Dune dial has no sharp corners. It's undulating and organic. Here's a nice example of what the back of the watch looks like. It's what they call an exhibition case back, where a fan of their watches, has worn their watches, and they thought it'd be kind of a cool interview to do. But if I was reading through this properly instead of focusing on the page turning sounds, I'd probably be able to tell you. But I'm not seeing anything that says anything about how he's connected to the watchmaker. Well, it looks like Christopher Ward might be partnered with the Everton Football Club, maybe. Just how this came together. That's cool. Very cool. This looks interesting. But first, we need another bite of peanut butter. Actually, I think we need a sip of Olipop. Grape is actually not my favorite. I happened to actually grab this from the market. It was the only one they still had in stock, which was pretty wild. They usually have a pretty good assortment of the flavors, but I really like their, they had a peaches and cream one for a while. I think it was kind of a collab with the Barbie movie. What was that, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago even, I don't even remember. They have some good cola ones too, like a cola, they have a Dr. Pepper. There's like a new Mountain Dew one, they're pretty good. Doing some swishing sounds there. I don't know if that'll be good, but you guys tell me if you like that sound or not. Interesting. This is a film director from Italy. Again, not sure how this person ties into Christopher Ward, but maybe if I'm able to read a little bit here, I might be able to find it. Iconic. Clint Eastwood. I'm actually not a big, this might be weird to say, but I'm not a big movie guy. Sure, I've seen movies. It just never was something that I like actively sought out to do. When I was younger, I would play sports and obviously played a little video games here and there, but as I got a little bit more older, I read a good amount. I also, I feel like I watch sporting events. Like I watch Major League Baseball, I watch NFL, things like that. So, and I watch some TV shows. Again, that's almost like, it's almost like I only watch TV shows when I hear about them and how popular they are. I don't really just actively search out new shows. So I know Clint Eastwood is obviously very recognizable and very well known, at least if you're in the U.S., but I can't say I've seen too many of his movies, so please don't come for me. Looks like it might be fun. Let me get another bite here of peanut butter sandwich. Peanut butter and honey sandwich, I should say. Seems kind of like an interesting dial for a watch. Wow, very unique. This looks like it's a Chanel watch, and that is a very interesting dial. Can't say I've ever seen something fun like that. Frederic Constant, another very well-known watchmaker. This one's very cool. I don't even know if that's a real watch. It looks like it's just kind of a drawing, but the hour markers are all kind of jumbled up on the dial there, which is kind of cool. Christopher Wood released a kind of a fun, playful watch in what they call the desk diver, and a bunch of stuff that you'll maybe do around the office, right? Say hi, take a power nap, say bye, kitchen, I don't even know, mood swings maybe, swimming, faith in humanity. It's pretty funny. It's a fun little watch there. Got some soccer. I'm gathering that it looks like this is Adidas. I'm gathering that Christopher Ward is pretty involved with football. They are obviously well, actually, I don't think I said it earlier. They're a British watchmaker. Their movements are Swiss, however, and they're manufactured in Sweden as well. So designed and thought up in Britain and built in Switzerland. So Swiss made, which is kind of a thing in the watchmaking world. Get another bite of this peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and honey, definitely not a jelly. I'm certainly not knocking jelly, just saying that mine is not a jelly. I misspoke. Looks like just a book here. They're advertising in their magazine. Interesting. So, wow. So I had no idea this was here. So basically, they're talking about the modern field watch, and what that was basically they wanted to make very simple watches for people who were on the front lines during war, and the thought was it would just be very simple, where it would have large indexes on the dial or numbers, so you could read the time very easily. Big hour hands that have a loom, or what's known as like loom, so it's what kind of makes the watch look glow in the dark. And I think this is just talking about how it was developed and what the importance was, but it's basically just to help military personnel keep time while they were on the actual battlefield. And interestingly enough, they point out that Hamilton, a watchmaker, produced the first civilian watch. And what's funny is I had no idea this was in here, but I'm actually wearing a Hamilton field watch right now. Let's see if we can get some. There we go. Oh, wait, here we go. A little focus there. This is the Hamilton khaki automatic. I'm trying to get out all the light so you can see a little bit more. Sorry, it's directly under the light there. It's not really doing too much justice, but this is really cool. If you guys remember, this was, and I said earlier how I don't watch movies, but this was the watch that was a movie that I did actually watch and I loved. So this was the one that Murph had, and where Cooper at the end was relaying the coding, or basically the information needed within the black hole to help Murph and our team of scientists, save civilization. This was just made for the movie as a prop, but I think the popularity of the movie and the watch was so dramatic that they actually started producing it, and this is the actual one. So there's a cool detail in here that you can't see. Maybe you can see it a little bit, but on the little seconds hand as it's going around, you might see some little dots there. And what that is that's in Morse code, which is obviously the way that Cooper was communicating with his daughter Murph. It says Eureka, and she had said Eureka, when she realized what was happening when he was relaying the information. So it's kind of a fun little Easter egg that they put on this watch. So I love that. I had no idea that this was going to be in this magazine today, which is cool. But yeah, this is a perfect example of a traditional field watch. Very simple. There's no date window. You see the numbers are very large, so are the hour hand and the seconds hand and the minutes hand. And it's just meant to be seen very easily when you're on the